Picture this. It's Monday morning. You've got 5 lessons plans to write, a stack of essays to mark that you didn't get done over the weekend, and a parent email waiting, chasing up on their child. You fire up your AI assistant, but it doesn't yet know you teach Year 8 history, or that you needed scaffolded questions for diverse learners in your class. Well, what if you could personalise it? Today on the Teachers AI Cafe, we're diving into personalisation settings in the 2 major AI platforms, which is ChatGPT, which is the one I use, and Google Gemini. So you can customise them for your classroom needs in just 10 minutes. Okay, let's go. Every classroom is unique. Different year levels, subjects, student profiles. Out of the box, AI starts from 0. By tuning its settings, you can transform it into the assistant that gets your curriculum, tone, and tools so you get repeated good answers. Key benefits for teachers for personalisation is that it's more relevant and tailored to the examples and prompts, responses that you use within your particular context and your classroom and your educational system. It creates consistency. It's more of a unified voice across the lesson plans, quizzes and emails and other outputs that you actually get from the platform. And it actually improves the efficiency. There's less reprompting because your virtual system already knows about your context, who you are. So how do we get about doing this? I'm going to start with GPT. So how do we get there? We open up our settings and we go to personalization. And that will actually bring us up a little window. It's got customized ChatGPT at the top. Under that, it's got memory, reference, save memories, manage memories with the toggle switch off and on, and reference chat history is what's on this screen, is where we're going to start. Reference, save memories. What does that do? When you're on ChatGPT, it would automatically pull in personal details that you've asked it to remember. Your name, for example. Teaching subjects, say Year 8 history or 8R modern history, or computer science or human biology. Preferred spelling, and in my case, I'll do Australian English, or you could also pick things like American English, British English. You could pick French, you could pick German, whatever the case may be that you're working with. Even additional information, if you run a side business or create specialist products, you can put that in there. It'll remember them. How does this help you? Instant context. No more retyping. I teach Year 11 8R modern history in the WA curriculum at the start of every chat. The streamlined planning asks for 3 scaffold inquiry questions. ChatGPT already knows that the grade level, subject, and scaffold needs that you actually work with if you've been using these consistently. Let's toggle switch off and on. The next option under that is manage memories. So if you click and have a look at that, you'll see all your different prompts and outputs that you've actually put into ChatGPT. So what it does, it brings a listing of all the facts you've saved, where you can add, edit, and delete any memory that's already in the system. So how does it help you as a teacher? Keeps it fresh. As you focus shifts, say from the Crusades to the Industrial Revolution, you move from Year 8 to Year 9 in my context. You can remove outdated memories and add new ones, but also has privacy controls. You can delete any sensitive information, school names, student counts, after you finish the project. So this is where you can go through and purge so the information doesn't go into the learning data set. And the last one on this page of options is your reference chat history. What it does when it's on, the model can see your earlier messages within the same session. It won't recall past chats from days ago, but it will remember the last prompt as you refine them. And this is really good for when you're iterating within a single chat. You're then building on what's been said previously. So how does this help you? A seamless multi-step projects. You can work your way through it in the same chat and remember everything that's been said before, and you can build on top of it. As you move from the initial brainstorm, ideas for a gallery walk, for example, to a detailed slide deck outlining, you don't need to re-explain each step along the way because AI remembers. It reduces your friction. If you keep it toggled on, when you're co-designing a unit plan over multiple prompts, ChatGPT carries forward the key points. We do want to leave these switched on so they're nice and blue in the chat. A bit of a teacher tip there. Even with the free tier or the free version of ChatGPT, these are actually available to you. So leveraging these 3 memory features makes ChatGPT 4 still feel like your virtual assistant, even if you're not paying for it. Always up to date in your classroom context, your lesson focus, what you're working on that time, and your workflow shifts as you move through different projects. so you can spend less time re-establishing context and more time on your actual teaching. So make sure it's all switched on, but do go play with it and have a look at it. Now, at the very top of this page I haven't gone into is an option called Customize ChatGPT. And this actually opens up a new window with more details. So I have it, log in there, have a bit of a scroll down. It's got 4 custom fields available to all users, free and paid. The first one is, what should ChatGPT call you? For example, Mr. Brooks. Mine in there says Kane. Why? It keeps interactions warm, a bit like directing requests to your virtual assistant, so it makes it a bit more personal. The second field we've got there is, what do you do? For example, you can say, I teach Australian history in the West Australian curriculum. I teach computer science in the New South Wales curriculum. I teach American history in New York State. So the idea is you can then draw on that information that's in its data sets. Why you put this gives you context so your assistant can offer you specific guidance and subject information. The next one is, what traits should ChatGPT have? For example, you could put, use clear storytelling and critical thinking prompts suitable for middle school or high school students in Australia using Australian spelling. Why? It sets the assistant's tone and complexity for exam style and a friendly classroom chat to that sort of style. The last field is anything else ChatGPT should know about you. And here you put, as an example, my students have diverse literacy levels. Scaffolded support is essential. I use Google Docs and Minecraft education. Why add some nuance? Tools that you use, student demographics, and cross-curricular goals. And then you hit save, and your virtual assistant greets every new chat with a personalized context baked in. No repeat introductions required, though you can fine-tune those interactions if you want to get something more specific in your prompts. Now, the examples I gave you are really, really small, but you can actually put quite large tracks within there of text. So under the traits I have, I'm not going to read through them. I've got 2 complete paragraphs of information. So we've got about 15 lines of text. Explain what I want. Same with everything else you should know about me. I then talk about styles and language I actually wanted to put in there in terms of my ChatGPT and responses. And a popular one at the moment, it's all media, if you don't want to use the hyphen character or the M dash. It's a normal part of the description, but this is where you can fine tune it so it doesn't sound so AI-ish. You can then start telling what sort of language conventions you want to use, what sort of style and what sort of flow and syntax, sentence length that you want these standard prompts to come out as. At the very bottom, there's a little toggle switch for the advanced, which is features, capabilities. And these are switching on things like web search, code, canvas, and advanced voice. Now, I didn't check those in the free version. Looking at the free version now, because I've now set up a free version for myself, those same features are still available to you. You get full access to on the free version. Web search, code, specific support, canvas, and advanced voice. So chat styles. So what you can do is tailoring the tone that you actually get your responses. Below the custom instructions is a whole lot of style buttons, which is chatty, witty, straight shooting, encouraging Gen Z, traditional forward thinking. And these you can obviously click those and put them in as keywords. And if I click on forward thinking, take a forward thinking view. If I click on plus Gen Z, talk like a member of Gen Z, which I'm not going to do that because I'm not Gen Z. That would just sound weird, I think. For example, one of the options, chatty, brainstorm lesson ideas. Encouraging, it generates positive feedback for student drafts. Traditional draft exam questions or professional emails. And I use traditional. That's what I actually prefer to use in my context. And Gen Z creates student-facing social media posts. You can use it for that. So you can adjust these different tones according to the output that you're looking to do. A pro tip or a tip you can do, switch your styles mid-chat. You can draft a formal parental newsletter, then flip it to chatty and script an Instagram caption to share with your students. A bit more engaging. So looking through these 2 different ones, so free version versus the paid version. Free version, you have full access to custom instructions and styles. You have session-based memory toggles only. With the paid version, you have persistent memory. So saved memories endure across many months, so you don't have to repeat yourself as much. You got advanced reasoning in 4.0, leverage your personalized context for deeper lesson designs, and primary source analysis. I've been using it for primary source analysis lately. It's very, very effective with a really good prompt. Priority access. Faster responses during peak times. If people got the free version, you get a limited amount of fast processing at the higher model, and then you get dropped down to an older model, and you don't get as many features. And I noticed I was playing with the video feature in Google because I haven't got the highest plan in, Google Gemini. Been trying it out. You get 1 month free at the moment on there. That it'll only let me make one video using Vero through per day on my account, even though I've signed up for their paid account. I don't know. I'm probably going to cancel it before I get my end of month trial. I just want to compare the two different platforms. In my context, ChatGPT still does a better job for me. It depends on your context, what your aim is. And speaking of Google, let's move into Google. Now, Google has their own system. It is not as complex for us. So within Google Gemini, what you do is you tap Memories, go into Settings, and you open the field called Info. You ask Gemini to save. There's a page there. And from there, you can add personal facts, your role, your preferences, goals, and Gemini will reference in future chats. Now, the main differences between ChatGPT and the Gemini model at the moment, when I'm speaking in July 2025, it's a lot less structured. So essentially, you've got a single field to put all your information in there. And there's no dedicated fields for what should I call you, what do you do. So there's no guiding questions you need to come up with your own, put that information in there. It's not to say that you can't set up on ChatGPT and then just copy and paste all those details straight into Gemini. And basic recall, Gemini will reference safe facts but offers fewer stylistic controls. There's no built-in chat styles like chatty, traditional, and things like that unless you specify them. So I'm not saying which one is best for you, but a teacher's takeaway from it, Gemini's memories are a more basic recall. It doesn't have the rich custom instruction framework already in place in the ChatGPT model. It's not to say that won't appear in the very near future. So obviously they're always updating and competing with each other. Let's have a quick recap of what we've gone through today. In ChatGPT, you go into Open Settings, Personalization, so you can customize it. You can make sure reference saved memories and reference chat history are toggled on, but you can go in and edit them and take them out if you wish. Manage your memories, update and prune as your project evolve if you want to. Make sure you fill in your custom style instructions, your name, your role, preferred traits, extra details that'll help it give you better prompts. Select the chat style and obviously save. If you haven't done it previously, now do a prompt. Plan you've updated these details and see if you look at different prompts. Come up with a simple prompt like plan a 15-minute lesson with 3 scaffolded such and such activities in your context and see if it gives a better response than what it did previously before you personalized it. You'll find it will. So that's our masterclass in personalization of AI platforms. So I've looked at ChatGPT and we had a quick look at Google's Gemini's memory feature. Next time you plan, mark, or craft that newsletter or notices for your students, let your virtual assistant know who you are and who your students are, in a generic way, of course, with no personal details, first, and then essentially go away and try and improve what you're actually doing previously. Then see how your responses change and then refine and modify them within your chat window. I'd like to thank you today for joining me at the cafe. Hopefully your coffee was good. Whether you're walking, driving, or catching up in the classroom, now that a lot of people are back at school, please subscribe. Virtually everyone uses Apple Podcasts, which is good to know. Please put a really good comment on there, how much you're enjoying it, how much it's useful. If you want to send through any direct questions to me, or you want me to cover some particular topics that interest you, you're not sure where to start in terms of AI, my email's in the show notes there. And remember, the best teaching tools are the ones that are tailored to you. Make AI tailored to what you need so you can get the best out of it. Till next time, take care of yourself and keep up the good work.